Yeah, hey, a hell of a weekend, a hell of a series. That's a really good team. We're going to get better from playing them. Really proud of our guys. I felt like we deserved a bounce tonight. We didn't get many bounces at all weekend. They got a big bounce off the guy's glove on their bench that didn't get called dead on their second goal. And there was just never any doubt. Our guys believed the whole way. Even down 3-1, there was genuine belief that we could come back, and great goal to cut it to 3-2, and then obviously we got a big bounce to tie it up, and Gibby was great in overtime in the shootout, so it feels really good.
4 games in it, man, Cullen Potter just looks like everything baptized.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that said, he wouldn't be ready for college hockey, and he just went out against the University of Michigan and was easily one of the best players on the ice, and he was for us. So sky's the limit for him. We're just thrilled that he's a Sun Devil, and it's only going to get better.
Obviously each game is different, but when you get 2 goals late like that, go to overtime, get a shootout, what does that do just momentum-wise?
I think it's just the belief. Like, look, we have some horses out right now, and so to come back against that team and do what we did is really big for getting the train back on the tracks, and we got to manage pucks better, obviously, especially in that third goal. That's kind of the name of the weekend, and it could have gone completely different if we did, but I'm just proud of the guys. It was a really good belief and team effort, and it was great for our fans to get excited about us coming back in a month, because we're not going to be here for another month.
What was going through your head when Potter scored that third goal to tie it 3-3?
Finally, we got a bounce, right? We got a bounce. I mean, we didn't get any puck luck or any bounces all weekend, and it was just one of those weekends where we really struggled to put it in the back of the net. They got great goaltending all weekend, but we got our chances. I mean, tonight we had breakaways, we had 2-on-0s, 2-on-1s, and usually chances with our skill we put away, but it was a bounce that I think we earned, and no shot's a bad shot, right?
What was kind of the game plan in the message about 5-on-4 when they took a penalty?
Yeah, it was quick. It was like we need to get one. We need to get one here quick, and leave us a good minute left to tie it up, and we did. Becker pulled through for us, and then obviously make the decision to just keep Gibby on the bench and just kind of put a safety back there, and we were lucky enough to lose the draw, and then they turned it over, and next thing you know, you blinked and it was in the back of the net.
You guys, speaking of Gibson, I mean, he didn't make great saves all weekend, but I don't think he made any mistakes. I think he was solid all weekend.
I think he was, yeah. We looked at the third goal last night, and it was goalie interference. That's on us for not challenging it. It was clear, but we should have challenged it. Yeah, I don't think he really, you could ask for much more. He obviously held us in it in OT. He was incredible in OT in the shootout. He's a great goalie. He looked like an NHL goalie tonight. He's going to win a lot of games for us.
4 games in, what's the key to getting that kind of belief and buy-in from the guys when they're down 3-1 and they?
I don't think it ever went away. I think our guys were pissed off about last night. We don't like losing home, and with the nature of how we gave last Saturday away, it was just a funky stretch that we needed something kind of really cool and miraculous to happen to wake us up and get us back on the track, and that's exactly what just happened.
You guys have had some big wins in the past, obviously, the past few years, but first year in the NCHC against a team like this, after yesterday's game, does this feel like kind of a statement?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. We've like you said, we've pretty much beaten everyone, right? We have wins against programs like North Dakota, and BC, and BU, and Notre Dame, and Wisconsin, you name it, right? So it feels good. I'm just happy for our players. They deserve to feel good. I think they played really hard tonight, and they deserve to go be kids and have a nice Saturday night.
You guys were down 3-1 with 5 minutes left to go, and then you guys came all the way back. What does that show about the willpower of this team, especially beating one of the very top teams in the nation?
I think it's been a theme really the last 24 hours that we know we have the skill to compete and hang with anybody, but if we're not going to match that with a level of will that needs to be done in this league, it's going to be a long year, But if we compete consistently for every puck, tonight we were 56% on faceoffs, and against that team with some of those big centers, that's really good. And we really challenged our wingers to get in there and help. Last night they weren't helping. They weren't on their toes. They weren't hungry for loose pucks, and tonight we were. They were battling in every facet of the game. We were killing plays in the D zone. I liked our game. I thought that was the kind of effort that we're going to need to be successful in this league, because that's what it's going to be like every night. You know, and like I said, you know, we got a hell of a team, and we got 3 really high-end kids out. You know, when they come back, our depth is going to be very scary.
How you celebrating the win today?
I'll go have probably 4 or 5 tequilas at home and watch this on my couch.
Coach, that's a great way to start. When you talk about because yesterday you said, I mean, obviously the 8-minute stretch in the second period, but scrolls through the first, tied at the end of the second. The mental, just like in the senior league, you're stuck with just kind of the mental state of the team going into the third period.
We're tough to beat at home, right? So it's just we got an old, experienced group, and you just gotta. I mean, it's a genuine belief, right? It's that simple. So, you know, at no point during the game did it feel like we were out of it. And even last night, cut it to 3-1, and we missed a tap in on a backhand in the blue paint. Cut it to 3-2 with 4 minutes left. You never know. So, again, it's an experience that our group can draw on all year. We're never out of the game, and we have enough firepower to come back no matter what the deficit. We don't want to be down like this very often, but it was a good experience.
What would you say about the power play execution tonight from this team?
Well, it got one there, obviously 6-on-4 for us, so that was good. I think we just got to simplify a little bit, get more pucks into the net, and it'll be good. You know, it's a new unit with a lot of new guys on it, and learning chemistry. We switched back in court tonight, put back around the top unit, and he pulled through for us.
Between the atmosphere yesterday and the win in football, and now the atmosphere here today and the win here, pretty special time against Sun Devils.
It is. You know, hats off to Kenny. You know, Kenny's my boy, and what a win last night for that program and for him, and we couldn't be happier for them. And the sky's the limit for all of us here.
Coach, when we look at kind of how you got in the offensive zone, I feel like there were times where it was just chipping the puck in, and then Michigan was just taking it right back out. There's a lot of it.
Well, I think if you went back and watched the first 2 periods, when we got pucks in and we really established forecheck and our reloads were good and we were above pucks, we forced a lot of turnovers. So they're a transition team. They love to generate off the rush. I don't think they scored a goal off the rush this weekend, minus the one we gave up on the power play last night. They're shorty. So, you know, again, I thought we were cleaner tonight. We had a lot to clean up. It's early in the season. They'd probably say the same thing. But, you know, we're going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy it.
You talked about this game maybe being a barometer to see where you guys stack up against the top team. What did you learn, or maybe some things that need to be improved for this team?
Well, we already knew we stacked up. You know, and if we can compete with these guys over a weekend again, when you know we're really short-handed right now. We only have 12 healthy forwards. 4 guys are out that would be in the lineup. It speaks volumes to our depth and you know, from top to bottom. You know, and then the fourth line, they didn't get a ton of ice. They got 1 shift in the third, but that line all weekend made no mistakes. They made no mistakes. David Heimovich, local kid, you know, getting his career going in college, didn't play a lot. I think he played 3 games last year. His poise and just his energy on the bench, and it was unbelievable. You know, so I'm really happy for Heimo. He gave us a lot of life and belief, and they did their job. And when everybody does their job, good things happen.
Coach Tim obviously came over and embraced you. What was your guys' conversation?
Hey, look, Timmy and I are close. We'll always be close. There was no messy divorce here with Timothy Love at all. It was a situation where I needed to go get a left shot D. He didn't know if he was going to play college hockey. He wanted time to decide, and we have enough mutual respect that he knew I had to do what I had to do. You know, and I went out and got Noah Beck. It seems to be pretty damn good. So Timmy will be great for them all year. I love Timmy. I will be his biggest fan all season now that that's behind us. Hopefully we get to play him again in the tournament.
This game a lot more of an even playing field, just consistently throughout the entirety of the contest. What were some of the adjustments you guys knew you needed to make from last night going into today?
Just consistently putting pucks in behind them and staying above pucks and not letting them get out in transition and generate off the rush. When we put pucks behind them, we established a forecheck, we had good sticks, finished some checks here and there. We need to do that more. We were really good. There was a lot of things we generated off the forecheck that we had the puck on our stick to take a lead, or and their goalie was really good. So it was just a great hockey game.
And then on that power play unit as well, it seems like you kind of put Cullen Potter in that copper role, just feeding him, trying to get him one-timers all alone on the one side. Has that always been the case of what you want to do on the power play? It sounded like Kerwin might have been utilized for that at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's working really well. Kerwin's getting some really good looks in the middle. and they're just not going in for him right now. But they will. He's a hell of a player, and the power play generated some chances. Good power plays fail 80% of the time. So as long as it's getting you momentum and generating some chances, that's what you want. And tonight we got a big one to cut it to 3-2.
Coach, you talked about being relentless in your opening press conference. How did that play out this weekend at home?
I think tonight it was. I mean, just relentless belief, and not giving up against a really good team. We can do this against anybody. Again, just building that belief as we get into this schedule. It's the toughest schedule we've ever played. It gets no easier. We played Providence at Providence. They're one hell of a team, and they're going to be pissed off because they just lost tonight. So I think they lost. So it gets no easier. So we got 4 straight on the road, and it's a great opportunity.
For you, early in this season, but you look like you're taking a college hockey really nicely.
Yeah, it's fast paced, which is my game, so I think that complements me well. And it's playing with great guys. It's making me easy for me.
Noah, how was it to get your first goal as a Sun Devil?
It was amazing. Obviously at home too, with a great atmosphere. I was very excited, and I think it showed a little bit. But just nice to come out with that tie there and get the shootout win for the fans.
Cullen, what was going through your head when that third goal went in?
It was a surprise to me. I mean, I just threw on that hoping for the best, and it happened. So, it was electric. Got the fans going, and sent us to shootout, and luckily we won the game.
Especially if you're too calm, I know every game's different, but when you get a win like this, it's early in the season, or even just to force overtime, what does that do for the group momentum-wise and just confidence-wise?
Yeah, I think it does a lot. It speaks volumes. You're down 3-1 late, and we showed that our team doesn't give up. We don't quit on games, and we're just gonna ride that momentum into the next weekend and build off it every weekend.
Yeah, I just think it brought us closer together as a team, and we're gonna keep building on it.
No, was there any doubt in your mind after you guys went down 3-1?
No, I think we have a really solid group in there, and everyone wants to win just as bad. Even our coaches want it just as bad as we do. So I had complete faith that we were going to get it back, and it was a good team effort.
You mentioned the atmosphere before. What was that like after Cullen tied it, and then once that shootout wrapped up too?
It was awesome. Obviously, I was very excited. He's pretty fast, hard to catch up to when he's skating around Selbrun like that. But no, it was amazing, and glad we could get that done for our fans.
It seemed like you were kind of trying to shoot it from the point all night, but was having trouble finding an open lane. So what did you see on that goal that you scored?
I think just we had obviously the net pulled and an extra attacker out there, so it just opened up a lane for me, and luckily found it into that bottom right corner and got us going, and Potsy did the rest from there.
I know you guys see it every day in practice, but what do you think of Gibson, obviously, in the game and then in the shootout, too?
He's amazing. Does it every day and is always competing. I would hate to play against them, and I'm sure they did, too.
No, what do you think this kind of game is like a barometer to see who you get to improve upon against the team, especially heading into conference play where it's going to be an extremely difficult schedule?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's early. I think some things are just puck management, playing a little bit tougher, getting to the net, getting pucks to the net, and just overall team toughness. But we're building each weekend, and we'll be ready for our next opponent.
How do you guys build off this big game with
we'll do our video next week, take it day by day, and switch our focus to Providence, but mainly focus on what we do best and use that to our advantage.
Cullen, obviously a lot of blue blood, great teams on your schedule this year, but when you get a win against a team like this early, does it give you a little extra juice, and does it feel like a little bit of a statement?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up watching all them play, I'm from Minnesota, so Gophers versus Michigan and all the Big Ten teams, it's great to win against them, so it's a good feeling.
What was it like to finally play one of those Big Ten teams that you grew up watching? Any sense of pride in that?
For sure. Just growing up again, watching them play, it's crazy just playing against who you always looked up to growing up. So it was great.
Is there another team you're looking forward to playing this year?
There's a lot. I couldn't say there's one more than another, but I'm just excited for the next game coming up against Providence. Try not to look too far ahead.
For both of you guys, your first series playing at Mullet, what did you just think of the atmosphere?
I thought it was amazing. The fans screaming every time we do something little, just giving us that extra momentum to sort of keep us in that game and eventually get that win.
Yeah, it was amazing. The student section was electric. they're always on their feet, chanting something, doing something. So it was amazing.
What was that locker room like after the win?
We were obviously excited. Just like I said, like it showed that the guys have a lot of heart and we're not going to give up on each other. So we were just obviously happy to get the win.
Did either of you make it out to the football game last night?
No, we did not.
Focused on tonight.
I get it. I get it. Paid off.
Yeah.